Good morning and welcome to our virtual Honors Convocation 2020. I'm President Rebecca Bergman and so pleased that you could be with us today. This program is a time to highlight and recognize the academic accomplishments and leadership of our students. For most of the year, the incredible scholarship and leadership often does not have a public face. Today, we are lifting up this work and honoring our most outstanding students. Thank you to the faculty for educating and inspiring these students, especially your creativity this spring in finding ways to still deliver a high-quality Gustavus education. Thank you to our families. These students need you for support and encouragement that you provide to them each year, and especially during the challenges this spring. Students, congratulations on your work and your achievements. We have dearly missed you here on campus. We appreciate the ways you have kept the Gusty community strong, and we thank you for fully committing yourselves to achieving excellence. Our format for this convocation is that awards will be introduced by Provost Brenda Kelly or Vice President of Student Life, Jonas Van Hecke. We will then watch a short video about the honorees. You are encouraged to follow along in the program that was mailed to the honorees or with the program PDF found on the Honors Weekend website. And I now am pleased to turn the program over to Provost Brenda Kelly.
Thank you, President Bergman, and my warmest greetings to our outstanding Gustavus students, families, and faculty. The first group of students we honor are those who have received academic recognition from national or state organizations. Special thanks goes out to Pamela Kittleson, Professor of Biology and Fellowships Coordinator, who has guided many of these students through the application, interview, and selection process for these awards, and to the many faculty who have supported these students in their academic endeavors. To begin, we will honor our students who are alternate finalists or semifinalists for the Fulbright U.S. Student Fellowship Program. This program strives to increase mutual understanding between people from the U.S. and other countries. We will now learn more about alternate finalist Rachel Andrini and semifinalists Amelia Espinosa and Ella Napton. We also recognize Amelia today as a recipient of a Magnuson Award that will be mentioned later in this program. Congratulations, Rachel, Amelia, and Ella. Let's look at the videos now.
Recommenders state that English major Rachel Andrini possesses a fearless intellect. She identifies passages that challenge interpretation, then she approaches her argument creatively. Her steadfast enthusiasm for language and cultures translate to her interest in teaching English abroad. She has been part of a taiko drumming group since high school, and while studying abroad, she dove into Irish literature and folklore. Because she intends to pursue a career in academia and in English, Rachel selected the Laos ETA program because of its focus on university-level students. She also is interested in learning more about Laotian poetry and literary styles. Rachel was also selected as an alternate to the JET, Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. Amelia Espinosa is a triple major in political science, Spanish, international relations, with a minor in peace studies. She has extensive experience volunteering, teaching English to Spanish speakers, and living abroad in Spanish-speaking countries. This includes Model United Nations, Women's Action Coalition, Organization for Latinx American Students, Building Bridges, Language Buddies, and the Gustavus Democrats, where she served as president. In the future, Amelia intends to work for government or non-government agencies focused on international development. Amelia also applied to the Payne and Pickering Policy Fellowships that offer scholarships to graduate school. Amelia has decided to accept a Peace Corps position in Costa Rica, where she will be working with youth development programs before returning to the U.S. to pursue a master's in development practice. Her desire to have people be involved is shown through her ability to lead with kindness and resiliency. Ella Napton is a communication arts and literature education major currently completing her student teaching in Rochester, Minnesota. Ella intends to pursue middle school language arts teaching. She was looking forward to teaching at an international school in Sweden this spring before travel restrictions commenced. However, her transition to online learning, like middle school teaching, is another challenge that Ella has faced with steadfast enthusiasm. Ella has been a writing center tutor for 3 years and a team leader for 1. She also is the parent coordinator for Big Partner Little Partner, and she has been with her same little partner, Amelia, for 4 years. Ella chose to apply to Malaysia because it's a cultural crossroad with high ethnic and cultural diversity. She looks forward to using her coaching minor and rugby experience in Malaysia, as well as learning local games.
The next award comes from the Barry M. Goldwater Scholarship and Excellence in Education Program. This is the premier undergraduate award for students pursuing careers in the fields of mathematics, the natural sciences, and engineering. We will now learn about awardee Macy Vossen and Tessa Deathlefs and Caitlin Gruber, who were nominees for Goldwater scholarships.
Awardee Macy Vossen is a biology major who has designed experiments that investigate the genetics of cancer. She has worked in Dr. Laura Barak's lab since she was a first-year student. Together, they have found proteins that alter cell division and play a role in cancer and drug resistance. Macy has given many public presentations about her research, written grants, and was first author of a publication in Genes. She has mentored and taught other undergraduates. She loves finding common threads in public health, plant ecology, and evolution. Macy intends to earn a PhD and conduct research related to plant genetics. Macy is a first-generation college student who works 30 hours a week to fund her education. Biology major Tessa Deathlefs has conceived research projects both at Gustavus and as part of an NSF-funded long-term ecological research program. Tessa intends to pursue ecological research related to conservation and land management. Tessa demonstrates excellent potential to become a leading scientist who heads efforts to mitigate the effects of human disturbance. She also is dedicated to teaching peers at Gustavus, both in the biology department and via music ensembles. Chemistry major Caitlin Gruber is a self-described corn girl. Caitlin has conducted research since her first year. Over time, she has developed her own research agenda, which characterizes how an herbicide used in corn cultivation degrades in the environment. She also acts as a mentor, training other undergraduates in Dr. Amanda Nenau's lab. Caitlin intends to advance green chemistry research related to agriculture by earning a PhD.
Now we have the Truman Scholarship, which provides funding to students dedicated to public service leadership who are in pursuit of a graduate degree. This year, Quincy Yang was a finalist, and Chelsea Boyden and James Miller were nominees. In addition, Quincy is a recipient of a Gilman Scholarship, and received an honorable mention for a Udall Award. James is also being recognized for receiving the Udall Scholarship. Congratulations, Quincy, Chelsea, and James. We will learn a bit more about them now.
Quincy Yang was selected by the National Truman Panel as a finalist because of his dedication to helping marginalized peoples connect with institutions of power. As a son of Hmong refugees, he helps others use their voices to affect change. He knows the power of collaborating with others, especially around education, justice, and environmental issues. He tutors and mentors students in the same classroom that he attended from 7th through 12th grade, and via the NGO Reach the World. Quincy is a geography major because he is fascinated by the events that lead to lines being drawn on maps, and how a person's national identity influences access to education, property, environmental justice, and livelihood. In addition to being a Truman finalist, Quincy received a Gilman Scholarship and was nominated to the Udall Award. Quincy's involvement with environmental issues center its intersection with human migration. He has conducted research on citizen registries in India, trying to ascertain if long-time Muslim residents are being denied property and citizenry rights because of their religion. Quincy intends to pursue a profession in international affairs, specifically as a Foreign Service officer. Triple major Chelsea Boyden was nominated for a Truman Scholarship because of her commitment to improving resources for people who inhabit the gray areas of policy and law. In the future, Chelsea intends to work in the area of worker and immigrant rights, helping people achieve secure livelihoods. Chelsea has been elected to Student Senate for 2 years, where she currently serves as the parliamentarian. She also is a collegiate fellow, creating an environment where residents feel empowered to build community and personal well-being. Last year, she organized a state conference for the nonprofit Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, which provides development opportunities to high school students. Alongside a myriad of jobs to independently fund her educational expenses, Chelsea is active politically. She has worked on 4 Iowa political campaigns and caucuses. James Miller was nominated for both a Truman Scholarship and the Udall Award. James enjoys exploring the intersections of geography and biology. He has sought out experiences that teach him more about agriculture, both conventional and sustainable practices. He intends to pursue international and sustainable agricultural development. Specifically, he wants to work as a liaison between rural farming communities and those making agricultural policies. His sustained public service record, which includes youth development and city planning, has coalesced around sustainable development goals outlined by the UN, and he looks forward to applying these sustainable development goals in his career. James's leadership is exemplified by his management of Big Hill Farm, a student-run farm that supplies produce to the campus cafeteria. James also has been a member of the organizing committee for Building Bridges, a wholly student-run conference since his first year. This year, he was a co-organizer of Climate Justice, which explored the interplay of climate change, social and environmental justice, and drew hundreds of people to campus.
Now we recognize the Gilman Scholarship recipients. Sponsored by the U.S. Department of State, the Gilman Program Scholarships provide funding to study abroad, given that student intercultural skills are critical to our national security and economic prosperity. The recipients are Myra Garola Calderon, Samantha Ragu, and Quincy Yang. We will learn more about Myra and Samantha now, as we just learned about Quincy.
Myra Garola Calderon was awarded a Benjamin A. Gilman International Scholarship to study in Cusco, Peru during the fall 2019 semester. Myra is a Latin American, Latinx, and Caribbean Studies and Theater double major, who is committed to using the power of theater to tell the stories of those who aren't typically represented or given a voice. She chose to study in Peru to learn more about the variety of indigenous groups whose history is in danger of slowly being washed away and to understand what's left of their stories and connect them to the present. Samantha Ragu was awarded a Benjamin A. Gilman International Scholarship to study in Chiang Mai, Thailand during the fall 2019 semester. Samantha is a political science major and a sociology anthropology minor who decided to study away to broaden her understanding of the world outside the United States and gain diverse perspectives that she could apply to issues back in the United States. A keen observer with an interest in comparative analysis, she found particularly appealing the opportunity to immerse herself in Thai culture and explore the country's cultural diversity.
The next award is the Udall Undergraduate Scholarship in the Environment. The scholarship recognizes sophomores and juniors who excel in leadership, public service, and commitment to the environment or Native American nations. We recognize James Miller as an awardee and Quincy Yang and Nathan Bering as honorable mention recipients. Since we have already met James and Quincy, we will now learn more about Nathan.
Sophomore Nathan Bering was nominated for the Udall Award because of his environmental leadership. Nathan is one of 20 young persons named as plaintiffs in Juliana versus U.S., a suit that argues the federal government is causing harm to his generation and generations to come by pursuing a national fossil fuel-based energy system that pollutes the atmosphere and causes climate change. One of Nathan's roles is to garner public support and reach out to individuals that are sidelined. He serves as the primary public relations and strategic communications liaison on the case. He has testified to the U.S. Senate Climate Change Panel and conducts interviews with major media outlets like CNN, BBC, among others. Nathan also is committed to building bridges among disparate constituencies who might have different views on climate and environment. For example, he has served in the offices of U.S. Senators Lisa Murkowski and Dan Sullivan in his home state of Alaska. Nathan also learns from, works with, and advocates for Native Alaskans. Nathan intends to pursue policy-related work, possibly weaving together law and public health.
Now we recognize Jay Fordham as the Gustavus nominee of the Swedish Council of America Glenn T. Seaborg Science Scholarship. This scholarship recognizes outstanding math or science students attending one of the 6 colleges in the country founded by Swedish immigrants. Congratulations, Jay.
Jay Fordham is a senior biology major who conducted plant ecology research as part of an NSF-funded research experience for undergraduates. His study examined the effects of herbicide treatments on invasive green ash survivorship in tall grass prairie habitats. Jay's interest in Sweden and botany was fueled in part by his grandmother, who taught him Swedish words for the natural world. He looks forward to participating in the youth conference in Stockholm and in future research conferences. Jay intends to pursue a career in natural resources management and is planning to conduct field work with the Illinois Natural History Survey after graduation.
We now recognize the Rossing Physics Scholarship, which is awarded to outstanding sophomore or junior physics students at ELCA-related colleges or universities. This year we recognize Alex Florea, and Zane Michaels as nominees. Zane did not submit a photo, so I will share this about him. Zane Michael is a physics and math double major from Ashland, Ohio. Last summer, Zane did research in Dr. Tom Huber's lab in the physics department. They were working on methods for using a laser interferometer for interpreting and performing optical measurements of ultrasound traveling in water. Zane is planning to pursue graduate studies in an area that integrates his interests in mathematics, computational, theoretical, and experimental physics. We will now watch a short video to learn more about Alex.
Alex Florea is a physics and chemistry double major from Sartell, Minnesota. Last summer, Alex did research in Dr. Dwight Stoll's lab in the chemistry department. They were working on predicting and modeling pH change at the inlet and outlet of high-performance liquid chromatography columns. Alex has a strong interest in medical applications for his physics, chemistry, academic, and research background.
Next, we recognize Dalton Dawley, the recipient of the Critical Language Scholarship and the Project Go Scholarship. The Critical Language Scholarship provides funding toward intensive language instruction and structured cultural enrichment experiences in countries where critical languages are spoken. Project Global Officer, also known as Project Go, is a Department of Defense initiative aimed at improving the language skills, regional expertise, and intercultural communication skills of future military officers. Let's learn more about Dalton here.
Dalton Dawley transferred from Rochester Community and Technical College to enter Gustavus's nursing program. He also leapt at opportunities to apply for fellowships focused on foreign language acquisition and cultural exchange. 3 national selection committees recognized his excellent applications, which addressed his interest in the people and languages of the Middle East. He earned the Critical Language Scholarship to study Persian in Tajikistan. The program is suspended because of COVID-19. He also applied to the Department of Defense's Project Go to continue learning Arabic, which complements his training as a member of the Reserve Officer Training Corps. He earned both the International and Domestic Scholarship. The latter has moved courses online. Dalton considers an online course a win given the current public health concerns. Dalton will graduate as an officer in the U.S. Army, where he will continue to serve in medical units as a nurse.
Next, we honor Sarah Mersch for receiving the Think Swiss Scholarship. This is a program funded by the Embassy of Switzerland in Washington, D.C., to fund research opportunities in Switzerland and to foster exchange between universities and research institutions. Congratulations, Sarah.
Sarah Mersch is a double major in environmental studies and chemistry. She currently is doing environmental chemistry research in Dr. Jeff Jeremiason's lab, examining lead isotopes and mercury in East Africa over the last 200,000 years. In Switzerland, she will work at the University of Bern. She will measure lead and thorium isotopes in the southern Antarctic Ocean during the last ice age to better understand continental and oceanic exchanges. She also looks forward to gaining new perspectives in an international university. Sarah intends to pursue a graduate degree in oceanography in the future.
Next, we honor Michael Volgman Mercury as the nominee of the Donald G. Patterson Award. The Minnesota Psychological Association sponsors this award to recognize and encourage high achievement in psychology at the undergraduate level for outstanding students planning a career in psychology. Congratulations, Michael, and let's turn to the video to learn more about him.
Michael Volkman Mercury is a former recipient of the competitive Bratz Summer Research Fellowship. He is currently completing an ambitious and theoretically sound honors thesis, which has the potential to further our understanding of college men's complex reactions to sexual assault prevention programming. Crucially, Michael has found ways to combine his intellectual passions with his values and parlay them into action outside the classroom or laboratory, successfully proposing and presiding over an intentional learning and service house focusing on toxic masculinity and sexual assault awareness. He also serves as a peer educator, helping to teach his peers about physical, mental, chemical, and sexual health. Michael plans to earn a PhD in social psychology.
We now recognize Anna Duangtap for receiving the Toshizo Watanabe Scholarship from the U.S.-Japan Council for Study at Kansai Gaidai University in Japan. Let's learn more about Anna now.
Anna Duangtap received the Toshizo Watanabe Scholarship from the U.S.-Japan Council to study at Kansai Gaidai University in Japan for the spring 2020 semester. A religion and Japanese studies double major, Anna has a passion for studying religion and philosophy in order to foster better intersectional conversations. Being at Kansai Gaidai allowed her to delve deeper into Japanese religious and secular philosophy, as well as experience Japanese temple culture firsthand while improving her Japanese language skills, an experience she plans to apply to her graduate studies next year.
Our final national and state award is the Minnesota Campus Compact Student Leadership Award. This award is given to one who models a deep commitment to civic responsibility and leadership. This year's recipient is Monali, whom we will recognize later as part of the Magnuson Awards. Congratulations, Monali. It is now my pleasure to welcome Jonas Van Hecke, Dean of Students and Vice President of Student Life, who will introduce the college-sponsored awards.
Good morning. It is so wonderful to be with you this morning to celebrate the amazing Gustavus students. Our first college-sponsored award is the Guild of St. Ansgar. The Guild of St. Ansgar recognizes the overall achievement of graduating seniors based on scholarship, leadership, and participation in extracurricular activities. We will now introduce this year's members. First, we recognize the Guild of St. Lucia, which honors 15 junior women who have achieved academic success, demonstrated leadership, and provided service to the college. Now you will see this year's members. The Magnuson Awards recognize the significant contributions that individual students and student groups make to campus life. This year, we recognize 8 outstanding individuals: Monali Bhakta, Joy Dunna, Amelia Espinoza, Amanda Jensen, Bree Joel, Ella Johnson, Maggie Leininger, and Michael O'Neill. We also recognize 2 student events: the 10th Annual Gustavus Women in Leadership Conference, whose student directors were Rachel Belvedere, Rianne Idol, Linnea Anderson, Lainey Altman, and Katie Holton, and the Global Climate Strike Walkout, which was led by James Miller, Greta Dubsloff, and Bree Joel. Amelia has already been recognized as a Fulbright Scholarship recipient, and so we will learn now about all of the other awardees.
Monali Bhakta is an English and political science major from Shakopee, Minnesota. Her undergraduate journey has been all-encompassing. She has collaborated in planning and led events such as the Women in Color Summit, Building Bridges, and the International Student Organization's International Festival. She has demonstrated the importance of connection, both within the campus community and the St. Peter community, by serving as a writing tutor, an academic assistant, and a volunteer with the Big Partner, Little Partner program. Monali has provided leadership as a member of the Board of Trustees Academic Affairs Committee, a congressional intern for the office of U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar, and as the 2019-2020 co-president for the Gustavus Student Senate. More importantly, the character, intentionality, and empathy for those that she serves and/or represents continue to be a staple of her diverse and intersectional identity. Joy Dunna is a senior majoring in history and gender, women, and sexuality studies from St. Paul, Minnesota. Joy's involvement on campus has been exemplary and wide-reaching. We knew when we lit the candles on her head to serve as St. Lucia in 2017 that she had much to give to Gustavus, and she hasn't slowed down one bit. As a prominent leader in the Gusty Greeters, the Women's Action Coalition, and fraternity and sorority life, Joy has brought energy, impact, and integrity to each of her commitments. She served as the student representative to the Conduct Board and on the Student Senate Cabinet as Student and Academic Affairs Chair. Joy was also recently accepted into the University of Minnesota's Social Studies Teaching Masters of Education program and will attend in the fall. Amanda Jensen is a senior political science major from Cambridge, Minnesota. Since her first year on campus, Amanda has been a passionate advocate for social and environmental justice, working to elevate voices and perspectives that are often ignored or marginalized on campus and in society. Combining her talents as an artist and activist, she has provided vision and leadership for the Women's Action Coalition, Building Bridges, Gusty Greeters, climate justice movements, Indigenous peoples reconciliation work, inclusive excellence, racial justice, the Gustavus Academy for Faith, Science, and Ethics, and feminist faith exploration. Her inclusive spirit, strategic mindset, and organizational leadership have greatly benefited the Gustavus community and the wider world, and she has been a role model for other Gusties for how to enact one's values for the greater good of the planet and society. Bree Joel is a senior major in biology and environmental studies from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Bree's positivity, humility, and exemplary commitment to Gustavus is felt by everyone with whom she engages. Bree has been highly involved in many aspects of campus, including the Nobel Planning Committee, the Building Bridges planning team, as a student worker in the Arboretum, and in the biology department as a teaching assistant. But her expansive involvement doesn't end there. She has been a prominent leader in the Gusty Greeters and creator and president of the Environmental Action Coalition. Moreover, Bree brings unprecedented care and joy to all of her commitments and relationships. She is a model Gusty. Ella Johnson is a senior health fitness major from Paynesville, Minnesota. Ella is a leader within the Gustavus community who has been very involved at Gustavus as a member of the volleyball team, student athlete advisory committee, physical therapy occupational therapy club, Big Partner Little Partner, and Women in Leadership co-president over the last 2 years. In addition to her involvement on campus, Ella has a passion for service and helping her communities thrive. She has brought smiles to young girls at volleyball camps, Special Olympic athletes participating in athletic events, as well as a resident at a local assisted living facility as a pen pal. Her dedication and commitment to others is evident in all that she has done at Gustavus throughout her 4 years. Maggie Leininger is a senior from Plymouth, Minnesota, majoring in exercise physiology. Maggie has served the campus community as an executive board member of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee and Hill Crew. She has also connected her on-campus leadership to the greater St. Peter community through her role as a Big Partner, volunteering with Special Olympics, and serving as an ILS House President. Additionally, Maggie has served as a member of the Student Senate and the Environmental Action Coalition. The breadth and depth of her leadership through her 4 years at Gustavus is overshadowed only by her care and concern for her fellow Gusties, and through her thoughtful voice used to advocate for others. Mike O'Neill is a senior finance and philosophy major from Edina, Minnesota. With a quick smile and a kind heart, Mike embodies the very best of the student leadership at Gustavus. He's involved in Finance Club and an investment committee, leads the Hill Crew, writes for the Gustavian Weekly, and plays an influential role on the men's tennis team. He was a senator and cabinet member for the Student Senate, served on college-wide committees, and serves as a student representative on the Board of Trustees Committee. These involvements show his strong desire to make this campus a better place. His behind-the-scenes work to support a wide variety of students on this campus may individually be thought of as the little things, but when strung together, it is evident that he is an extraordinary leader on campus. The 10th annual Gustavus Women in Leadership Conference was held on Friday, March 6, 2020, with a record number of students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends in attendance. The 5 Gustavus Women in Leadership student directors worked diligently to select the 2 keynote speakers, Jessica Bennett, New York Times gender editor, and Karrie Murray, President, Shelterbox Disaster Relief International, NGO, and 8 other speakers from Stockholm, New York City, Santa Barbara, and Minneapolis. The students and advisor Kathy Thunheim raised $80,000 towards the cost of the student club and alumni programs held throughout the year. The 5 student directors include Rachel Belvedere, Rianne Idol, Linnea Anderson, Lainey Altman, and Kate Holton. Global Climate Strike Walkout, highlighted by an array of events that encourage both reflection and empowerment, encourage students to move towards action together. From asking students to write their concerns and commitments regarding climate change on ribbons and displaying them around campus, to showing informational videos in the Evelyn Young dining room, from tabling outside the marketplace to calling for students to stand in solidarity and advocate for climate change. All of the day's associated events sought to educate peers and spread awareness. At the end of the day, Gusties participated in a community rally by walking together to a St. Peter Park wearing blue shirts and carrying homemade signs to show crowd unity. As event organizer Bree Joel said, "It was an opportunity for students to partner with the St. Peter community and recognize that we are all global citizens and that we all have a responsibility to our home, to our neighbors, and to ourselves." Event planners include James Miller, Rachel Belvedere, Greta Dubsloff, and Bree Joel.
Congratulations to this year's Magnuson Award winners. Your leadership contributions to our community help make Gustavus the special place that it is. Next, we'll recognize the recipient of the Avon League Award. This year's recipient is Amanda Brown. The Avon League Award is presented to a junior or senior who has demonstrated leadership in raising campus awareness of gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transgender rights and concerns. Let's learn a little bit about Mandy.
Amanda Braun is a junior triple major in political science, gender studies, and peace studies. She is the president of the Women's Action Coalition, president of the Gustavus Progressives, an executive board member for Building Bridges, the secretary for the Diversity Leadership Council, and a supervisor in the Center for Inclusive Excellence. Amanda is dedicated to the well-being of all students. She believes differences should be embraced rather than suppressed, and hopes that her work leads towards the acceptance and support of differences.
Now we will honor the recipients of the Schwam-Brostrom Leadership in Service and Leadership in Faith awardees. The award recognizes 2 students for their service to benefit those outside the Gustavus campus and who model an understanding of vocation and leadership. This may be embodied in creative, innovative, and extraordinary efforts or in new initiatives that respond to the needs of the society. We will learn more about this year's awardees, Holly Fitterer and Lucio Gonzalez.
Holly Fitterer is a junior classics and Latin teaching major from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. For the last 3 years, she has participated in Big Partner, Little Partner, acting as a coordinator for the past 2.5 years, and next year will co-lead the program. She will have worked for the Community Engagement Center as both an office assistant and shuttle driver for all of her years at Gustavus. She has also served as a collegiate fellow for the past 2 years. She has been on the executive board of Eta Sigma Phi Honor Society in Classics for 2 years, acting as president this year. Her favorite part of serving at Gustavus is having the ability to grow as a leader while supporting the community around her. Lucio Gonzalez is a senior double major in political science and philosophy from Inglewood, California. Early on in his time at Gustavus, Lucio fell in love with the atmosphere of Christ Chapel and with other faith groups on campus that provided their services throughout campus and beyond. He has consistently assisted with leading daily Sabbath services over the last 4 years, and in so doing, found great value in contributing to the spiritual formation of students and the greater community. As a preaching intern, he crafted and delivered inspiring messages to uplift and encourage people in their faithful service. His passionate voice is a powerful witness to the transformative and energizing power of faith to motivate lives of servant leadership.
Thank you for presenting the On-Campus Awards, Jonas. 2 endowments have been established to support the next 2 awards for juniors and seniors with a cumulative GPA of 4.0. These endowments provide a prize for the honored students. This year we are giving each student a book entitled Milkman by Anna Burns. It won the 2018 Man Booker Prize for Fiction and the 2018 National Book Critics Circle Award for Fiction. Let's meet the junior awardees of the Gerhart Alexis Award and the senior awardees, the Albert G. Swanson Scholars. Students who have served this year as departmental academic assistants. Many faculty and administrative assistants say that these students are critical to the success of the department. The nature and scope of work varies for our academic assistants, from helping faculty with specific courses, work on projects, serving as a resource to other students, providing input on departmental decisions, conducting research, or coordinating tutoring. These students are selected by the departmental faculty for their proven academic ability, leadership, and commitment. The students are listed on page 8 of your program, and we will run a video with the names of these outstanding students. Congratulations, and thank you for your work on behalf of our academic departments. Now we recognize the large number of students who had earned a cumulative GPA of 3.7 or better by the end of January term 2020. Maintenance of a 3.7 GPA is a significant accomplishment at Gustavus. Most Gustavus students participate in a multitude of co-curricular activities along with their curricular activities, and sometimes these activities are at odds with one another, especially in how a student has to balance and distribute their time. Among these students on the President's Honors List, we have athletes and musicians, members and leaders of student organizations, students who volunteer in the community, and students who are employed both on and off campus. Plus, as a residential college, a student's life needs to include time for fun and relationships. Our Honors List students have found a way to manage all aspects of college life while maintaining a high level of academic achievement. Congratulations, students. This is a major accomplishment. The following students have been named to the President's Honor List, and names are found on pages 9 and 10 in your program. We will watch a short video now listing the student names. Finally, many of our academic departments and programs also have scholarships or awards. Faculty choose these student recipients based on merit, so these awards represent the highest honors granted by each department. Some of these students have already been celebrated by their departments. Some departments are holding a virtual gathering later today, and other students will receive a video greeting from a faculty member. Students, on behalf of your faculty, congratulations on your achievements. The recipients' names, together with brief descriptions of the particular award, scholarship, honor society membership, or competition, are listed on pages 11 through 18 in your program. Please take a moment to review this incredible group of students and their awards. Congratulations to all of these departmental awardees. We will now see a video naming all of these students. Each year, Gustavus students select and present the Swenson-Bunn Memorial Award for Teaching Excellence. We now have a video from Student Senate co-presidents Monali, Bhakta, and Karrie, Villareal for the presentation of this year's award.
A virtual hello to Gusty's friends and families. We are Karrie Villareal and Monali Bhakta, and we are this year's Student Senate co-presidents. And we have the privilege of announcing the winner of the Swenson-Bunn Memorial Award for Teaching Excellence. This award recognizes and honors a faculty member whose teaching is seen as exceptional by the student body. Every spring, a small committee in the Student Senate looks at nominations submitted by the student body and selects an individual to award in the memory of Greg Swenson and Holly Bunn, two students who were active in the Student Senate who passed away in 1989 due to an automobile accident. There were many nominations this year, and it goes to show how many wonderful professors impact our time here at Gustavus. It was a very difficult decision to make, but the committee was very drawn to the words written about this individual. This year's award is going to a very dedicated and compassionate being. There are many more words that I could use to describe the greatness of this professor, but the words submitted by my peers will speak for themselves. This professor goes above and beyond to ensure the success of their students. For example, as COVID-19 has immensely interrupted life on the Hill, and the college made the transition to online learning, this professor has taken initiative to ensure every student have a comfortable living situation before redeveloping their course curriculum. A student in their course said, "They always put their students first, making sure we are in a proper state to learn. Because of my return to California due to the virus, they have assured me that the time difference will not have a major effect on the course as a whole. They are truly a wonderful and caring person."
As someone who took their young adult literature class during junior year, they have a talent for connecting with students on a personal level, and always take initiative to develop sincere relationships with them. Their exceptional role as an educator is reflected in how they put their full heart and soul into their teaching. Their strong passion for the subject matter deeply resonates with students. They always welcome everyone with open arms, waiting for us to stumble into their office just to chat about life. I can personally attest to the fact that they are never too busy to make time for their students. Whether we're seeking advice to improve our academic performance or need guidance on how to navigate the college experience, they share their words of wisdom to steer us in the right direction. This professor's encouraging demeanor makes them an approachable person to speak to when going through a tough time. Another student was willing to share his story, saying, "There was one time when I was extremely worried about an assignment that was overdue. After class, they came up and asked how I was doing. I have never had a professor do this, let alone even a high school teacher. That day we sat down and talked through the entire assignment, which calmed all of my nerves. They are never afraid to be real with students about their work and about their own, whether in life or the classroom, so it creates an environment that allows students to flourish and find themselves. Rather than putting students into a box, they let individuals break rules and try new things. There is something special about having a professor who cares and worries about you, that makes you want to get out of bed at 8 a.m. to see them, even if you really don't like getting up early. While this professor exemplifies all 5 of Gustavus's core values, they are widely admired for the commitment to foster an uplifting community. This student continues to share. On our first day of class, one of the students accidentally swore when they were speaking and apologized. Rather than being angry or annoyed, the professor simply went about it and said, "Yeah, we all express ourselves in different ways." This showcases the tremendous respect they have for their students, which in turn allows them to gain respect back. They allow the classroom to create its own community, centered around humility for each other. By allowing students to be themselves, they create an amazing, immersive learning environment. They deserve to be recognized for their hard work and dedication, both inside and outside of the classroom. So congratulations, Becky Fremo, professor in the English department. You are the recipient of the 2020 Swenson-Bunn Award for Teaching Excellence. Thank you for all you've done for Gustavus.
Congratulations, Dr. Fremo. And now I welcome Chaplain Siri Erickson, who will share with us a benediction.
Receive this blessing. As we honor the achievements, talents, and perseverance of these Gustavus scholars, we give thanks for the opportunities that we each have to think with free minds, to explore the depths of our curiosity, to ask our biggest and boldest questions about life and its meaning, and to give of ourselves for the betterment of our communities. May we never give up on our quest to discover what is true and honorable and just. May we nurture kindness and compassion for self, others, and even enemies. And may we build each other up so that together we might employ the full force of our passion and power for the common good of all humanity and for the flourishing of this earth, our shared home. Amen.
Congratulations to all the students who've been recognized today. Thank you for watching this virtual Honors Convocation. An archive of this program will remain on the Honors Weekend webpage. May you all remain safe and healthy, and may you continue your hard work and your commitment to achieving excellence. Gustavus students, I applaud you, I cheer for you, and I officially end this program with a big Go Gusties!